and welcome to what day is today? Friday Night Baseball. I forgot what day it was. Here in San Francisco, we got a good matchup. It's the Seagulls versus the Walnut Creek Crawdads. I'm Dominic Klima. I'm here with my good friend
Jonah Lipson. Welcome back, Dom.
Yeah, it's been a little bit back on the mic, back on play-by-play. Feels good.
Always. And we've got some changes here for the Seagulls. It's new manager with Mark Caviglia, the owner, taking over, and a new lineup. And it should be interesting as Matt Galvin is leading off today, followed by Thomas Mayer, Jake Brewer, Carson Chavez, Tate Lewis, Jalen Hodges, Derek Walvogel, Jackson Landry, and Alan Ramirez coming on the final spot for the Seagulls. And for the Crawdads, it's going to be Sam Jenkins, Cam Cavillo, Ryan Ellis, Brandon Clisby, Riley Leninger, Cam Taylor, Casey Levitt McGee, Chris Esquivel, and Trey Johnson. So, some differences from the last time these teams met, which was yesterday, actually. That one was over in Walnut Creek, and the Crawdads took that one 4-0. But that was already a completely different story. And we see now that also pitching for the Seagulls today is going to be Reese Appleby, who just has over 8 innings pitched this season with a 4.32 ERA with 7 walks, and 4 strikeouts. So it's been a little while since he's gone the start, but he definitely has some upside compared to Brady Wilson, who's starting pitcher for the Crawdads, and Wilson, who's been known to he hit a grand slam a little while ago when the Seagulls lost to the Crawdads 24-0. But Wilson coming out and getting the pitching start tonight, and he's pitched over 7 innings, but with a 9.82 ERA. So he struggled a little bit. Hopefully the Seagulls will have a chance there to take advantage and get the win tonight.
I think one thing to note, too, is in these past few games, they've looked a lot stronger. They've snapped a couple of wins, which they were unable to do for a while. And, we're actually going to go on mute for a second for the national anthem, so we will be back in just a second. And we're back after the national anthem. So once again, I was saying one thing to note, the Seagulls have been playing better, and even if you look at that last game against Walnut Creek, a 4-0 shutout does not look spectacular, but remember earlier in the season when they played at home and they lost 25-0 to Walnut Creek? I mean, that to me is, that's an improvement. That's a big improvement.
For sure. And, I mean, that's something that's going to be big is obviously at bat. And pitching was not bad yesterday. It was a new pitcher. It was Alan Gaber, who got 4 innings yesterday. Yeah, brand new on the team and didn't play awful either. So it'll be interesting. It'll be cool to see for, and Gaber had allowed 4 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. And yeah, he was the losing pitcher, but he's brand new to the team. And now it's Appleby, who's had reps on the mound, and Appleby is someone that kind of uses a little bit of everything. Obviously, majority fastball, as most of these pitchers do, with 44%, but does use the sinker quite a bit, 22%, change up at 17, and slider at 17. So he's very much someone that can do a little bit of everything, and that'll be important here against these Crawdads pitchers who are very big hitters and have some big power batters. So we'll see, and especially with those changing of pitches.
Now batting number 14, Sam Jenkins.
Yeah, especially leading off with Sam Jenkins. He's one of the best hitters in the CCL North so far. So I'm sure the Seagulls are very much aware of that. That's why he is the leadoff man for Walnut Creek.
Oh yeah, and we've seen Sam Jenkins a lot this year. Gets a lot of, typically the leadoff guy for the Crawdads.
Yeah, he hits a lot of solid knocks that are going opposite field. First pitch is low and inside for a ball, so we're underway. Jenkins is hitting this season, hitting .314. He's got 1 home run, 5 RBIs. Takes his next one, that's off the plate for a ball, 2-0. Hits this one, it's going to be a grounder to short. Gathers, throws to first in time, and there's one down here at the top of the first.
Yeah, and that's a great way to start out. Fully on the grounder, and that's a great way to start.
Yeah, it was a good pitch from Appleby. I was kind of surprised that Jenkins swung. I thought it was pretty inside. And that caused him to turn on it kind of awkwardly and roll shortly over to short.
Yeah, that one was very surprising that he swung on that. Probably should have seen that better as that one.
Good swing from Calvillo in the left, and that's tracked down by Ramirez. So 2 quick outs here in the top of the first. That was good contact, too, all over it. Just, as I said, right to Ramirez in first.
Yeah, and if you're talking about a guy or if you're talking about like a team that they play that comes out very aggressive and getting on base quickly, and the fact that they put 2 straight away just like that is a great sign to see.
Yeah, definitely, hopefully a good sign for a good game from San Francisco today. Now Ryan Ellis for Walnut Creek. Takes this pitch inside, moved out of the way a little bit. Ellis hitting .230 this year. He's got no home runs, but 6 RBIs. Lefty on righty, so that opens up the field a bit more for Ellis. Swung on this one, drilled, but way foul to the right. That one hit a car. Let's really hope it's not mine, because mine is actually in that direction. So we'll see after the game's over. I'll have to go take a look.
But yeah, the lefty on righty competition here for Ellis definitely has a chance here and has the advantage being that lefty.
Takes this one for a ball. 2-1 now. Appleby tried to get him a chase, and he wouldn't go. Takes this one, and that one's called a ball. So now 3-1. Appleby has to give him something in the zone here if he wants to avoid the walk.
Yeah, and Appleby's going for a bunch of fastballs in a row. I wouldn't be surprised if we got the off-speed pitch here, especially being 3-1.
We do see another fastball, but it's outside for a walk, first walk of the day.
Yeah, I guess I was wrong on that. I really thought he was going to go for an off-speed pitch there.
Yeah, I think that one is a little surprising. I agree. I was also thinking off-speed pitch, but Appleby saw it differently. Now Clisby, I actually haven't seen him all season. Well, here at Tom Lawler Field. First pitch off the plate for a ball. Now the 1-0 from Appleby. Off speed there, but off the plate. Some good movement on it, though. So now 2-0. Throws back to first, and Ellis dives back in time. Now the 2-0 pitch. Takes a chance on this one. This one's fouled back. So that one goes up and over the back fence. 2-1. Clisby this season hitting .324 with 7 RBIs. So he's had a very solid year at the plate. This one's inside. So now 3-1. Another 3-1 count for Appleby here in the top of the first.
And as I said, throwing a bunch of fastballs, but he didn't keeps doing that and hasn't been very accurate yet today. He goes again.
Not going to throw. Leninger, third baseman for Walnut Creek. Quick mound visit for Appleby.
Yeah, and already, Appleby just haven't seen many off-speed pitches yet today, and I know it's obviously the first, but walking 2 straight guys like that after putting 2 out, you got to think, even we saw what he tends to throw, that he would go with some other kinds of pitches. But we haven't seen that much.
Yeah, it looks like he's feeling his fastball. Maybe, the Crawdads are a team that can punish you if you don't put your off-speed pitch in the perfect spot. If they even get a glimpse of it that they can rip it, they will. So he might be a little wary of that and just trying to pound him in the zone right now. This one swung on late and foul down the left field line, Leninger hitting .195, 4 RBIs, so struggling a little bit. Though he does have one of the highest at-bat totals on the team, so he's been at the plate the most. Runners on first and second here in the top of the first. Off-speed pitch, but that's under the zone. Good curveball from Appleby.
Yeah,
also,
there you finally see the off-speed pitch with the curve, and we'll hopefully see more of that, and that they'll finally get in the zone, though.
Takes this one. That's in there for a strike.
That was a surprising call. I don't think he went, and it looked like it was under the zone, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's one where called for the batter. Sorry, called for the pitcher. So got to roll with it, keep it going. Here's the pitch. And that one is a ball. That one's under the zone. So that's now 2 curveballs from Appleby. Now he's starting to use the off speed, which is good if he can get confident with it. Counts 2-2 here. If he can get confident with it, that would be huge.
For sure. And that confidence, having the 1-2 count now, definitely just if he is able to put him away here.
That one almost got him on the inside, just moved out of the way. So now a full count, 3-2.
Appleby just needs to find a way to get the off-speed pitch in the zone, and I think that's what will finish out this inning.
Take a swing on this one. It's hit in the left field. Ramirez tracks it down and snags it. So that will be 3 down. Top of the first, score stays 0-0. Crawdads leave 2 on base. Now in the bottom of the first, leading off for the Seagulls is Mac Galvin.
Yeah, Matt Galvin getting the leadoff today. And with Cavilla taking over as manager, we might see different things like that, putting different guys in different spots, and that's what we see here.
First pitch, strike, so 0-1 to start us off in the bottom of the first. Galvin this season, he's 5 for 30, hitting 166, 2 RBIs. Hits this one, and high roller towards short, throw to first. In time, they got him. That one was close, so that's quick out. Now, Mayer, the shortstop, acquired just a few weeks ago when he joined the team.
And, yeah, Mayer, ever since he's been on the team, he started, I'm pretty sure, every single game. In the last couple games, he was put at the bottom of the lineup. Today, he's number 2. And he's been okay. He started off kind of rough, but has recently been able to get on base a lot better through walks and a few hits.
Counts 1-1. This season he's hitting 133. He's got 1 RBI. Wants to turn it around here. Pops this one up and back way over the fence. So 1-2.
And the first look at Brady Wilson, who is someone that he's naturally a pitcher, but he's put a lot of the time at bat, and he's very good both ways. Or I honestly think he might be better at the bat because when he played us, right? Every single time he's played us, he's had some very powerful hits, including a grand slam. But on the mound, through over 7 innings pitched, a 9.82 ERA. So not incredible.
That one just above the zone for a ball. Now 2-2. That is a really, really good take for Mayer. As we say almost every time, it's so hard to lay off that high fastball, and he does. Very good eye. Hits this one fairly deep into center field. That one's going to be tracked down, so now 2 out, bottom of the second. And some decent contact there from Mayer. Now Jake Brewer for the Seagulls. Definitely one of their better hitters this season. Swings at this first one. Hard hit grounder, but to second and thrown in time. So that will end the first. Score stays 0-0.
Yeah, and just like that. Unfortunate for the Seagulls, a 3-up, 3-down situation. But, it's just the first. And they'll have better chances.
Taylor, remember this is your hot dog batter brought to you by
Now the top of the second, and leading it off, just as Veronica said on the PA, it's the hot dog batter. So our good friends at AWC are happy to see him up. And if he strikes out, that's half-price hot dogs for the rest half inning. Jonah, if that happens, I mean, I know we get them for free, but if you were a fan, would you go down there, would you get some half-price hot dogs?
I mean, probably. I feel like when it's something, something that you don't really care that much about, but then you hear it's like, oh, it's half-priced or it's free, that makes you want to get it more.
Yeah, because I personally love saving money. So the first pitch to Taylor is an off-speed pitch. That one was, I thought that one was in the zone, but that's called a ball.
That was very close, probably just on the black, but probably still going with that fastball.
Yeah, like you said, Jonah, he has liked the fastball so far in this first inning and a half. That one's off speed and finds the zone. Good movement, just clips in at the end. 2-1. Taylor this season hitting .242. He's got 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. So he's looked solid at the plate so far. Hit this one. Grounder to second. Gathers. Throws to first. In time. And there's one down. So, again, it's only been about an inning and a half. But Appleby so far, he's allowed some... walked a few back in the first, but allowed a lot of weak contact. There hasn't been a whole lot of deep fly balls so far.
Yeah, Applebee's started off solid. I mean, besides those walks, of course. And we'll see what happens here with Levitt McGee, but...
Levitt McGee, he has only hitting 176, but he's got 7 RBIs, which is solid. Up there in the team stats, his first fastball is up and above the zone for a ball. Now the 1-0 from Appleby.
Yeah, another left on right competition here between the two.
Crawdads definitely utilizing the fact that they have a lot of lefties on their roster, placing them in when you're facing a righty. It's a very, very easy, not a very easy way, I should say, but it increases your chances of getting on base, knocking some runs in early before they bring in the reliever.
Oh, for sure. And we've seen it. I mean, they are tied for the best record in the North right now.
So a 2-1 count for Levitt McGee. Here's the pitch.
I mean, yeah, Appleby obviously hasn't let up a hit yet, but the walks is something that he can be better at, and just changing up his pitches. And as I was saying before, not many off-speed pitches, but if he can find ways to get those in the zone, I think that's going to help him out a lot.
First pitch is a fastball above the zone, 1-0. So second baseman Esquivel is now up. He's in the 8 spot. Esquivel, excuse me, I should say. Better pronunciation there. Esquivel hitting .235 in 34 at-bats. He's got no home runs, 2 RBIs. Takes this one, it's inside.
That one looked like it was in the zone.
Yeah, definitely a good spot for the fastball from Appleby. Now the 2-0 pitch with a runner on first. Takes this one inside again, so now 3-0.
Appleby, you know, we were talking about like that he was doing well, but now just can't seem to find that zone.
Yeah, second inning looking a little bit shaky with the control, but definitely a whole lot of time left. The only runner on first, 1 out to gain it back. Finds it there. Really good spot for a strike, 3-1.
Oh, that was great there, finally. That'll help him out a lot more, getting just the bottom of the zone. But still doing a lot of fastballs.
With the righty on righty situation, this opens it up for an early turn. And this one's going to be popped back and foul. So 3-2 fights his way back. What I was going to say before the foul ball is righty on righty action. That one does allow, again, early swing, grounder towards short or third. You can try and get the double play and take us in the bottom of the second. So I'm sure that Appleby is definitely thinking about that.
I think that's been a thing for a while.
Here's the opportunity. Here's 1, and there is 2. They get him, and I almost called that one. Look at that. Maybe I should say more things.
Yeah,
like
you clinched it there. A great play there from the Seagulls, and Appleby, you know, the righty and righty action, it'll help you that time, and that time it looked like it was going to be close, but they got it there. So we'll go to the bottom of the second.
Score stays 0-0. And back to it in the bottom of the second, leading it off, his catcher Carson Chavez for the Seagulls.
Yeah, I really like Chavez. Very good for the Seagulls this season. When they need him the most, he finds ways to get on base, and there's a reason why he gets a lot of starts.
First pitch from Brady almost gets him, had to kind of duck out of the way there. So 1-0 to start off the count. And now the 1-0. This one's hit on the ground, but fouled on the left field line. So 1-1.
The Chavez 129 batting average, which isn't great, but has 4 RBIs and 2 stolen bases, and is just always there. And you know, he had that big double.
This one's going to be hit into
comeback.
center and tracked down. So there's one down.
Now batting number 38, Tate Lewis.
Now the DH, Tate Lewis. I feel like I've seen Tate Lewis come up, along with Matt Galvin, too, at the starter. I've seen them come up in some good moments, get some base hits when the Seagulls need them, especially late in the game when they're pinch hitting. So to see him get the start's always nice. Takes that first pitch. It's under the zone for a ball, 1-0. That was a good spot there from Crawdads pitcher Brady Wilson with the low fastball. Swings on this one early and inside, so foul. Counts now even at 1.
Yeah, and Lewis, someone that is actually, I just heard this today, that he's going to be leaving the team a little bit in a few days, so, you know, probably getting starts like today and tomorrow.
Takes this one up high, very up high, as the catcher for the Crawdads, Clisby, had to kind of jump up and snag that one.
But Lewis just trying to take advantage here.
Big swing and a miss, now even at 2. Got him on the off-speed pitch. He was way in front. So 1 down here in the bottom of the second. Good off-speed pitch and got him looking. Lewis knew right away. Didn't even look back at the umpire. He knew that one caught the bottom of the zone. That was a really good pitch there from Wilson. Tough when it's a tough spot for Lewis when it has a lot of movement like that. It can lock you up. Speed pitch, good curveball.
Yeah, perfect pitch there, just right in the bottom of the zone, and able to get Lewis.
Hits this one. Good contact in the right, and that one will fall. That's going to be fair. Hodges thought about going to second, but he'll stay on first. So first hit of the game comes from Jalen Hodges, second baseman.
What a play there from Hodges. Right, that's how you get on base, and even though you have 2 away, that ball was landed in just the sweet spot, just inside their territory, and right in deep in the right zone, but that gets a runner on first.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a nice opposite field knock for a nice 2-out single for the Seagulls. This one's going to be popped to right, and that one is caught, so that will end the inning. Seagulls get on base with a hit from Jalen Hodges. They leave 1. Score stays 0-0. We head to the third. Now back in the top of the third, we head to the 9 spot. Johnson, left fielder for the Crawdads, to lead it off. Appleby sets, and here's the pitch. This one's drilled on the right. That one will fall, so a leadoff single from Johnson. He was all over that in the right field.
There was no chance there for any of the Seagulls. Johnson knew right away he was going to go for that one, and a great swing there from Johnson.
Now starting off aggressive in the count, and it paid off. He drilled that one. That is a just good sound off the bat, dropped in right where you want it. And now Jenkins up to bat, one of the best hitters for the Crawdads. So a dream situation for them, not the dream situation for the Seagulls. First pitch is inside and in the dirt for a ball, 1-0.
I don't want to say dream situation. Obviously, still 0-0 and only one on base, but obviously definitely something that looks good for the Seagulls. I mean, the Crawdads, excuse me.
Well, when Jenkins is hitting .314, for me personally, I say that's a good situation. You just keep the bats going, and he's a guy that can do that. And this one's off the plate just a bit. Looked to be a little high. So now 2-0. Now the set and the pitch. And this one's off the plate again for a ball, so a 3-0 count for Appleby. And Jenkins is probably going to be looking for something in the zone to take a swing at.
And I think just for Appleby, the nerves getting to him. Has a player on base and has Jenkins here.
That one finds the zone, so a good 3-1 pitch. That was a good spot there. It's tough to tell if that one's going to be in or off the zone. That one was in. Throw back to first. And Johnson will get there in time. So one on here, on first, no outs, top of the third. Now the 3-1. And this one's off the zone, so Jenkins is walked. Now 2 on with no outs.
Now batting number 3, anthem.
And yeah, 2 on right now with no outs. Definitely a tough spot to be for Appleby, and that's why you see got to mound this now.
Now Cavillo, shortstop for Walnut Creek, batting for the second time back in the first. He was a flyout victim to left field. I remember that one. He actually hit it fairly decent. It was good contact. It wasn't hit super high in the air like he swung under and popped it up. It was good contact, but it just hit right to Ramirez, who was standing there ready. After the mound visit, we are back to it. Shows the bunt, good bunt, and that one's going to roll foul. Good luck for the Seagulls. That one could have had bases loaded because Cavillo took off, and he was most likely going to get there.
Yeah, that one could have gone very badly for the Seagulls, and you saw batters were running, or runners were going to advance, and very lucky there.
So 0-1 to start off the count for Cavillo as he gets set in the batter's box. 2 on for the Crawdads, first and second. Swings at this one. This one's hit in the right. That one will fall. So now bases loaded. It looked like the right fielder, Wald Vogel, didn't know how to play it necessarily, and it dropped in. So 3 on, no outs for the Seagulls. And the Crawdads really looking solid here in the third.
And it looked like that who was that? Waldvogel's going to make the catch, but just a little bit in front of him.
Now Ellis, the DH, he was walked and made it to second in his last at bat. Good swing of the bat with a base hit or deep enough fly ball could knock in a run, and Crawdads strike first. Takes this one, it's low and in the dirt for a ball, all 1-0.
Yeah, still no outs for the Seagulls. So now I would probably call it a dream situation for the Crawdads, having bases loaded and no outs.
This one's going to be swung left and foul. So 1-1 the count for Ellis. Hits this one. That one's drilled way back there towards right and gone. That is a grand slam for Ellis, and the Crawdads take it 4-0. Stepped into that one and drilled it into right field.
Yeah, that second grand slam against the Seagulls also came from...
Now the 1-0. This one inside and high, so 2-0 now.
I wouldn't be surprised if Appleby's night ends soon. A lot of struggling for him, even after a grand slam, still with no outs, and there gets the strike.
A good inside fastball way to challenge him, shows that his confidence isn't shaking. He's still trying to pitch to Clisbay and try and find the zone after that rough grand slam. And in the zone as well. Good slider. That one was high, so he may have gotten away with that one there. Now 2-2. Now the 2-2. This one's hit towards second. Snags way up high. Throw to first in time. So that was a really nice play there from Hodges to jump up and get it off the bounce when it hit the dirt. And one down finally for the Seagulls.
Yeah, finally got the ground out, and hopefully that'll keep them coming now. And luckily, even though they hit the grand slam at the beginning of the game, so it's just 4-0, and definitely a chance here for the Seagulls to still come back in this game.
Now Leninger, he was a fly-out victim back in the first, so he's 0 for 1. Hits this one, going to be foul towards the Seagulls dugout. 0-1 to start off his count.
Yeah, that's fine. I wasn't planning. I had no other plans, actually.
Now the 0-1 from Appleby.
Looks like there's a pitcher warming up in the bullpen for the Seagulls. Can't tell who it is.
It's Kurt Thomas.
Sounds like it's Kurt Thomas.
Off the plate again. He's trying to get the off-speed pitch and have it sneak in there. But he's finding just a, or not finding, excuse me, just hit a little too on the outside. So 2-1 for Leninger. And hit towards the Seagulls dugout again, now even at 2.
And finally throwing some off-speed pitches, and some are going in his way, so. And that's what I've been saying all along, getting those off-speed pitches.
And fouled back just barely. That was a good challenge fastball from Appleby on the outside part of his zone. Leninger just kind of got that with the edge of the bat. It looked like he was thinking off-speed pitch. And a hard grounder to second. Hodges gathers, goes to first and in time, so that's 2. nice ground outs, and Apple be able to recover. He's gotten some weak contact on the ground ever since that grand slam, and he's fought well in these past few at-bats. So, as I said, as hard as it is to give up that grand slam, the fact that he's still looking confident and producing outs is a very good sign.
Yeah, and 2 straight outs, definitely something that helps him out a lot better, and hoping to finish it out here.
This one's fouled back. That one hit the wooden part. That was loud.
That was very loud.
was very
You could tell
loud.
that was going fast. What do you think I was going, like 110? No, I'm not. No, I'm joking, obviously.
That would be crazy. So Taylor, he was a ground out victim in the second. Well, back in the second. Takes that one. Whoa, he should have swung at that one. That one was right down the middle. The lucky break for Appleby, but a strike. 1-1.
You're very lucky that ball could have gone in many different ways.
Yeah, Taylor might want that one back. This one's off the plate, low and away. 2-1. Or not, excuse me, 1-2. And fouled back again. Good movement on that curveball. That one was inside, and it forced Taylor to kind of turn on it. So a bit of an awkward swing, and that's why I was fouled back. This one is under the zone for a ball. 2-2.
But leading in the count for Appleby, definitely a good sign, finally, because it feels like most of these at-bats for him have been all behind it in the count.
Now a full count, so that's some good takes there from Taylor as he fights his way. It was originally a pitcher's count. Now it's, like I said, it's full count.
Yeah, I guess I jinxed it there.
3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's the first strikeout of the day from Appleby, and it sends us to the fourth.
And that finally, at least for Appleby, obviously gave up the grand slam, but at least he ended on a good note like that.
Yeah, he didn't really let it shake him. Like you said just before that, 3 straight outs, and they were 2 weak contacts and a strikeout. So, as I said, it's nice to see that he is not really shaken by it. Now the bottom of the third, Derek Waldvogel, right fielder, leading it off. This is his first time at bat today.
That's Landry. Did he switch up the lineup?
I believe he did. Oh, well, happens. So let's have a switch here. You're right, that is Landry. As soon as I said it, I was like, wait, I thought the Waldvogel was Number 36, not 40. Good catch, Jonah. I didn't notice. So Landry hitting 179. It's this one, fairly deep into right field, but that one's going to be tracked down. So 1 down.
And you know, he had the right idea there. It looked like for a second it was gonna go gone, but it's happened.
Sorry, everybody. We seem to have missed somebody in our stat book, I believe. Well, so this is the 9 spot. This is Ramirez, the left fielder. This one's going to be hit. Turns on it early, and that one's going to roll in the outfield.
That ball bounced over Leninger.
Yeah, that one was smoked. Like I said, turned on it early. I was surprised he got that much on it, but you're right. That one did just bounce right over him. So the Seagulls will take it. Now the lineup flips over. Matt Galvin takes that first pitch way inside, moved hands out of the way. Galvin is 0 for 1 with a ground out to short back in the first. And that one's in there for a strike. This one's hit. Good contact. That's in the gap. That's going to roll back. Ramirez gets to third. They're going to wave him in. This throw is... I may have misspoke too soon. Slides in, jumps over, and he is safe.
Wow.
The Seagulls are on the board.
Yeah, they are. And look at Alan Ramirez. I mean, he's been so good for the Seagulls this year. Getting the last spot in the lineup. But he says, that doesn't faze me. I'm going to come in. I'm going to get the base hit. I'm going to score. And that's what he does.
He flew around the bases. I don't know what I was thinking.
He's a speed demon.
No, he absolutely is. You're right. That throw from center, I didn't think it was going to be in time, but Ramirez took kind of a wide lead after third, and all of a sudden I realized when I was saying it, oh, man, this is going to be close. And he hopped over the glove and stepped on home. So 4-1, Seagulls cut into the lead. Off-speed pitch is a really good location, but doesn't find the zone. 1-0. So Mayer up to bat. He is 0 for 1 with a fly out to center back in the first. Galvin on second. And fastball down the pipe for a strike. 1-1. Swings this one that was inside, but took a chop at it. This one's going to go right and foul. So 1-2 the count for Mayer.
They're just 4 for 30 this season. But recently it's been
pitch.
Recently it's been decent. That pitch really looked like it was in the zone.
That's why I almost cut you off. I was like, whoa!
I was surprised by that call. But
Will end the inning. Crawdads put up 4 off the grand slam, but the Seagulls put up 1, and we head to the 4th. So a pitching change for the Seagulls. That'll be Kurt Thomas on the mound. Jonah, what do you got?
Kurt Thomas, rising senior at St. Peter's University from Harwich, Massachusetts. So he made his way to the West Coast for the summer, and we're obviously happy to have him. Now, if we're talking about his statistics on the field, I'll get you those as my computer loads. But from what I've seen, he's been fairly decent for Seagulls. Yeah, Thomas, only 4 innings pitched.
Swung on to second, gathers, throws to first, and in time. So there's 1 down. That was Livett McGee who was up to bat. Now Esquivel, second baseman, he grounded into a double play back in the second.
And obviously a great way to start off for Thomas, but this is also similar to what happened with Appleby. Leadoff hitter was grounded out.
His fastball is high and inside, 1-0. And good movement, but just off the zone. That was close, 2-0. And under the zone, 3-0 is the count for Esquivel from Thomas. Swing and a miss, and that bat flew into the fence. I don't know what happened there. You don't see that very often.
That was crazy. That just flew straight out of Esquivel's hands and went straight for the fence. Lucky that the bat didn't get broken or anything. Could have been a lot worse. But I don't think I've ever seen something like that.
Yeah, that one flew out. That one, yeah, that's very. So he's going to be walked.
Tagged him out.
Good off-speed pitch movement in the grand slam from Ellis.
Obviously, Jenkins, someone who's been very good for the Crawdads this season.
Takes that first pitch. It's in there for a strike. 0-1. Good placement from Thomas. It's kind of freezes you up when it's a bit inside and low. So top of the first, score of 4-1. Esquivel on second, 2 down. This one is hit. That's going to go off the glove of Thomas. Tejada is at second, picks it up, throws to first in time. And we will head to the bottom of the 4th. Some good defensive awareness here from San Francisco.
Yeah, and that was a great way to finish out the inning. Thomas, came in. The worst thing he did was walked a guy, but besides that, 3 outs and no run scored, and now the Seagulls will get on base or get at bat.
I'm gonna get food.
we go to the top of the 5th, or excuse me, we're going to the bottom of the 4th. A new pitcher on the mound for the Crawdads. It's Noah Zirkle.
Swings at this first one, fouled back. So 0-1 to start off the count for Brewer. Brewer was a ground out victim to second back in the first.
But Zirkle, just 6 innings pitched this season with a 4.50 ERA. It's not bad.
This one's going to be hit down the middle, and that will roll to the outfield. So a leadoff single for Brewer, and the Seagulls stay looking good at the plate.
Yeah, and obviously Brewer, who leads the team in batting average and one of the top in the league. Pretty sure he's over 400. But, you know, gets at bat and always finds a way to get on base.
You know, one of my favorite things about the Seagulls at bats today is they have a bat boy that runs in from the dugout. He's got a helmet that looks way too big. But he runs out so quick, and he does his job. He's doing a phenomenal job, and I hope that he knows that.
And that's what we love about Seagulls community. We got people who work hard on their jobs to put on a great game.
Now Chavez flew out to center, back in the second, swings at this one. That one should roll through, and he's going to beat out the throw. I apologize, weird angle here. So that one rolled out to shallow right field, and the second baseman for the Crawdads, Esquivel, tried to throw in time, and good hustle from Chavez. He beat it out.
Yeah, and then very good play there from Chavez. Just got, partially luck, because I think it was kind of a weird spot there from the Crawdads, and they were trying to, do a 3-1 situation, but I guess they just couldn't get it in time.
Yeah, the ball just kind of found a weird gap there, and nobody could get there, and gave just enough time for Chavez to beat out the throw. This one looked like it hit the edge of the bat. I thought it hit him, but it didn't hit the edge of the bat, so that will be a strike for the count of Lewis.
I thought it hit him too, but looked like it was close.
Lewis struck good.
Just got the edge of the bat, and obviously Lewis, who struck out in the second, has another chance here. And he's been solid. He has one of the 2 home runs for the Seagulls this season.
This one swung on early and fouled. Good contact on the inside fastball. That was a good pitch from Zirkle, but a good swing from Brewer. From Lewis. He was able to get more on it than most do.
Yeah, and Lewis, who's the tying run here for the Seagulls, and that would be big for them with still no outs.
Zirkle will look back but doesn't throw. So that's not going to affect the count. That wasn't a balk. So count stays 0-2. This one's way off the plate. That one might have gotten away from him. 1-2.
I wouldn't be surprised here if Brewer goes to steal second. That's something he's been big at this season.
Brewer has
always leading. Has 6 stolen bases this season.
You don't see a whole lot of guys steal third, but Brewer is one of the guys that can do that. His last pitch was off the plate. Now 2-2.
At first there was a chance that was in play, but then obviously it looked like it was obviously it was going to be fouled, but there was a chance that he could have
bounced on out. You don't see a whole lot. Looked like he might just hit that perfect spot off the hand rather than in the basket part of the glove, you could say.
Yeah, but for Lewis, from 0-2.
And I remember that single. It was a really good shot, opposite field in the right field. And you can just hope that he can keep that good momentum. Again, only one at bat, but as we've seen, all you need is a deep fly ball to knock in and run, and now you're within 2, and you really got a ball game again.
Oh, for sure. And still no outs. That's also the thing. 3 straight men on base with bases loaded just like that, and here's your cleanup batter. So a lot of
That one. I like that one.
Whew, imagine if that one was fair.
That was going to knock in probably 2 runs since you got runners on, like you said. Well, not like you said, like you can clearly tell it's
Bases loaded.
It's bases loaded. So that one had a chance to go back to the wall. And this one's high. Hodges pulls away from the swing, so 1-2.
Yeah, good move there from Hodges. He saw that coming. He's gonna. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't swing at these next couple balls.
Now the 1-2 pitch. And got him to chase outside. So there's 1 down. He was way over there with that one.
Yeah, I guess I was wrong on that call. But for Hodges, that one, I'm even surprised that he went for that one. I mean, that was pretty obviously like going far, but that was very wide, so I'm surprised that he went for that.
Now, Waldvogel, he's 0 for 1. Popped out to second in his last at bat. Hits this one. That's going to get down and roll into center field. 1 run scores. They're going to wave him in. Here's the throw. And doesn't slide in time. He is called out at the plate. Seagulls knock in 1. Chavez couldn't avoid the tag. But now the lead cut to 2.
That's tough for Brewer. I mean, you could see it was coming, and there was just not enough time there, even with that how fast he was running. But a run scored for the Seagulls, and that's definitely a good sign to see.
So 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. Landry up to bat. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out. That one down the pipe. It's to Landry, excuse me. This one's high. So now 1-2. Good take, doesn't go for the high fastball. That one very high though, so a bit easier to lay off. It's
Loaded, so they were able to get home, and at least one guy home. Hopefully we'll see more here, but something that is looked a lot better for them.
Now the 2-2 pitch. This one is going to be popped up. That one.
I could not see where that ball went. It could have gone in a lot of different places, and looked like for a second that who was that? Clisby was going to be able to come in with that, but luckily for Seagulls and Landry Hill have another shot here.
This one just off the plate for a ball. Really good take there from Landry. So a full count, 3-2.
Landry with 179 batting average this season. So see what he can do. Hopefully he gets something here.
This one's going to be popped right and foul. So count stays 3-2. Stays alive on the inside fastball.
Wow, some of these balls are just going in crazy places.
Yeah, the pitching. Contact and a lot of strikeouts.